Hi Viktor, how are you doing?
I'm doing good today. Very nice to see you again, Vitalii.
First of all, I want to thank you for trusting us with your personal home. Designing with someone who builds luxury home every day, that is a big deal. Today, I want to talk with you as a professional about luxury construction, about this industry, about everything that I do. Are you ready to that?
Always. Thank you so much for partnering up with me to work on my personal home. We had a pleasure working with you guys. We had a blast. I believe we reached very, very amazing results, and I'm excited to talk about it today.
You've been in this business for 15 years. You built a lot of homes, a lot of great homes, I would say. My question to you, why did you decide to hire architectural and interior design team?
It's very simple. The reason why I decided to go with architectural and design firm for a specific project that we're talking about today is to be able to be successful when we start construction. A lot of the times we work with different people, different trades to begin with. Let's say we have an architect, but we don't have a designer. We don't have a specific team to develop details and renderings. And it's always a challenge to really be able to build on time, on budget, and, a happy client, right? So 3 things we'll look at our company is being on time, on budget, and happy client. If we can hit those 3 things, we're a successful company, because if the client is happy, then we're on time and on budget. And that's the reason why it's always a success to us to be able to see what we're building before starting to build. We have the architectural plan, but we don't know what kind of finishes the client's selecting. And that creates a lot of unknown. It's not the best place to be in construction, because that is going to affect the budget one way or another, or the timeline, or unhappy client.
I want to clarify some question. To you, like a builder, it's really important to have architectural and interior designer included in this project, because you have a lot of experience. You can make a decision along the way, like a lot of builders do.
Yes. For example, your package right now on this specific project includes 86 pages of, phenomenal architecture, drafting, designs, elevations of each cabinet, each room, material selection. We go down to the details of lighting. We go down to the details of door handles. We go down to the details of hinges, collars. What our team is doing right now on this project is they're bidding everything out. They're collecting the information that we together develop with you and your team, and putting it together to figure out, hey, how much is this project going to cost? And then we're presenting it to the client saying, hey, Miss and Mr., this is right now is this number. Imagine, just receiving architectural drawings, breaking ground, and starting the design process as we go. Everything is unknown, right? We have, maybe cabinet selections as traditional way of doing business. We have architectural plans, you have some of the selections, you break ground, and then you start designing through the process. There's a lot of unknown. You will lose time. Time is money. Materials are changing. Some of the materials that the client wants now is not in stock. Now we're re-engineering everything, rethinking, and that creates, a hassle that we could have avoided from the beginning, working with a team like yours, developing every detail.
From your professional experience, what should clients actually look for when they are choosing architectural or interior design team?
From the personal experience and professional experience, there's a couple keys to success with working with a specific and the right person. Each client should think about a couple different things, right? The personal matters a lot, right? You have to understand that you're working well with the client, right? So that's why in our experience, we recommend our clients, hey, let's build a team with a designer, architect, and a builder together. Let's go through pre-construction, figure out all the details, and then build together. Like if we have a great experience in pre-construction, then we're going to be really, really great partners of building homes together. So that's the same thing for designer. If in the first initial interview, if the client really experienced great atmosphere, have a really great connection, that's number 1 thing. Number 2, the client should see a deliverables. For me as a builder, I say, hey, I'm going to deliver this. I'm going to provide the calendar. I'm going to provide the budget. I'm going to provide the samples. I'm going to go over shop drawings. You're going to get all of this You don't have to worry about anything, and I will deliver the specific luxury build to the client. For selecting a designer and architect, they have to look at the very similar things. Hey, what's your deliverables? Show the samples to me. So, okay, you provide the renderings, you provide the shop drawings. Okay, this will help us, make decisions. This will help us to really figure out the budget with our builder, whoever they choose to work with. And the third one, obviously, a rework, right? So a rework is a big thing in the industry. If you choose a wrong person or not a good partner, and then re-choosing someone is gonna cost twice as much, right? So looking through those details is very important for any client to understand, hey, we have a great experience, they deliver amazing deliverables, and they can have the recommendation from other people as the expertise that they can deliver on time, and we don't have to hire another person mid-process. A lot of my clients come to me by saying, hey, we work with this architect, and throughout the process, they failed us. Who do you recommend, right? And that's sad because, they already invested so much money, so much hours, and then had to rethink everything twice. And that's the sad part.
Let's be honest, we do a lot of detailed drawings, we do visualization, we do 3D model, and sometimes I met some builders can say me, like, look, I don't need it. It's like, what is it? I don't need it. It's wasting.
I can use my tape measure.
Yeah, it's wasting time and it's wasting money. So from your perspective, it's really helpful for you, or it's just something?
Yeah, so we need to understand what we're building first, right? So like if we're building a high-end luxury project, right? Let's get into very specific detail because we don't have much time, but let's go into shop drawings of the kitchen, right? If my designer, my architect spec'd out a specific wood finish, specific design in the kitchen, and I as a builder, I deliver this information to my team spends numerous of times going to the cabinet makers, building samples, selecting everything, presenting to the client, getting approvals, and then we're executing, right? Our average cabinet package on our projects are probably like anywhere between $100,000 to $250,000 per like 3,000-4,000 square feet home. Imagine not having these calculations and elevations. Let's say the builder comes, they bring a sample, the client's like, probably yes, maybe. They build something, just in the kitchen mistake, we can spend $100,000 rework. That's the whole budget probably for architectural and design altogether per house, right? So we're saving tremendous costs on cost overruns. And I'm just talking kitchen. Let's talk about doors. Little mistake on the door can cost you $1,000. I mean, we can talk specific numbers, but if there is no provided of detailed drawings and architecture, the cost the client invests into a great team to build out the design and architecture easy saves complete money throughout the process if they don't have a designer, because there's a lot of rework on the builders that don't follow the plans.
Okay, it's a good point. So, Viktor, you run complex project. Choosing the right people is a key. How do you decide who is in, who is out? Let's say if some subcontractors right now watching your video, and what should they show you to make a deal with you?
In my experience, we work with many different trade partners, subcontractors, designers, architects, engineers, and our in-house team, right? So we have about 12 people that work on our team, and it's very hard to select the right people that can make a cut or make the same commitment to acknowledge the same vision that I have and our company has. But one of the things that we look at is loyalty, right? So we're all humans, we do mistakes. For example, for trade partners, we work with hundreds of different trade partners throughout our experience of so many years, and some people failed and then they were able to come back and fix the issue, and we're still working with them. And some people were very arrogant and they were not able to, I can't say make a cut, but make ability to work on a very high stress project. Because luxury and construction, where we deal with 1/8 of an inch is a big difference for us, right?
Yeah.
Designers very, very particular, like especially when we work on very modern architecture, trimless doors, trimless casing, all 1/8 of an inch is a big difference. And so some of the drywall companies, some of the finish carpenters, that is not a value to them. So number one key, we always look at the value of the specific subcontractor or an employee. Number two is loyalty, right? We all do mistakes. I do mistakes throughout the projects. I've done multiple mistakes. We call it, in our company, we call it a reinvested back into the business. So a little story, about 4 years ago, we were working on a very high-end job. I come in and the drywall was not done correctly. I said, let's rework. It cost us, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 to fix it. But we didn't say that we lose money. We say we reinvest it back in the business.
Okay.
In the end, client is happy. The results are phenomenal. And that's a learning experience, right? So as one of the other things that I look in trade partners or engineers, designers, is learning together, growing together, and really focusing on the right end goal rather than the process only.
Let me rephrase something. I want to be very particular. Let's say if I'm electrician or somebody and I want to be part of your team or I want to be your subcontractor. What exactly I have to do?
It's very simple, right? I think some of the points are really the same. As long as you compliance, let's say it's specific electrician, as long as you hold your license, you work on a similar projects that we execute. You can probably see in Google, Instagram, high-end luxury homes, that's our main focus. If you know the systems of specific trade, let's say you're an electrician, right? Do you work with Lutron? Do you work with low voltage systems? Do you work with sound speakers? All of it is important to us. We can't bring someone that is, just starting, unfortunately. So we do require a couple years of experience, make sure all the licenses are appropriate. That's specific to electricians. If we talk about tile installers, right? Do you understand the Schluter system? Do you understand waterproofing systems? We do take that very serious because we stand behind our product and we value quality and warranty, right? So if you do a shower pan, right? I'm talking details right now, and you've never done it, just be upfront about it. Hey, I've never done it. Give me a smaller project. Let's start building the relationships and grow together. We started as, doing a really 30,000 bathroom remodels, and now we're working on projects, $2 million, $1 million jobs. We didn't get to that point right away. So I do value the curiosity of trade partners. No one is too small or too big. It's just a process to grow together. And so we're always open in new partnership, but it's going to be specific per project, right? If we work on the big jobs, we're going to require huge experience, many, many years of experience, and knowing each system that we really offering the client. If it's a smaller job and you're just starting, definitely reach out and we'll grow together.
Thank you, Viktor. I want to ask you, what is really mean luxury segment? How do you define this segment?
In my perspective, it can be full job or full project from start to finish can be defined as luxury, right? Just because of the value of the cost of the project. Specific finishes, right? We're looking at top higher end plumbing fixture, top higher end tile selections, flooring, design views, right? Complexity in design. Or it can be, a simple remodel with high-end luxury and finishes. For example, the client, like we recently did a project, it's a full-on luxury, but the end of the project was this type of music sound that we put behind drywall. You don't really see the speakers. All you see is the drywall. So you come in the house and you don't know where the speaker is, but the sound is phenomenal, right? So some clients can build, a simple project with the luxury essence to their project sound system, right? Or Lutron drapery, right? Or maybe specifically invest into cabinet packages, right? And bring more budgeted ideas into different areas. So anything that has to do with complexity of execution, I consider it luxury, just because, for example, let's say Lutron systems, right? The electrical, when you look at a switch, right? It's on and off, dimmer, Sunatra, Homeworks, or anything specific in those details. Not every electrician are able to do that. Even if they do able to do that, they're not Lutron certified, right? So to get this license to be Lutron certified is luxury, because the specific electrician, the specific person that is able to program the switches has to spend years on taking tasks, going to different classes, going through, different events to learn the system, right? So a lot of the times people say luxury is just like, oh, anybody can do it. But, we can make it happen in 3 months, but we spend 15 years learning about it, right? We study plans, we study different systems. It takes a long time to become luxury certified or luxury builder or luxury designer.
Let's talk about success. You are working in luxury segment, where its expectation is super high. You have seen a lot, you have done a lot. What is actually matters here?
The key is specific success in construction industry is having crazy focus to attention to detail, as well as having an amazing team. You cannot build, beautiful spaces, boutique remodels with second level team. So for us to be successful, we really need to spend a lot of time picking out the right people on the jobs, and they all need to have attention to detail that comes from above, from me. And, for example, like today, before the interview, we did an island, right? So like a kitchen island that has a view of, 3 waterfalls, sides, back, that looks like one solid block, right? So the countertop fabricator cut the slab incorrectly, right? And they cut it upside down. So when I came in, it looks like it's not one block, right? The countertop reaction person was like, hey, we can pay the client $10,000 back if they accept this. And we said, no go. Let's reorder all the slabs, because attention to detail, the rain matching is not matching, right? And it's gonna cost us $20,000 to redo it, right? That's the attention to detail to be able to make it to this luxury space. If the client comes like, oh my gosh, this is what I wanted, this is what designer wanted, this is what the architect wanted.
Yeah,
it's easy to cut corners. We could have said, hey, let's cut this off, pay the client $10,000 back. He'll be okay. He never knows because they don't know details. We do. And so we stand behind our product. And that's what separates us from, other builders potentially, is what we call a reinvestment back into our business. Is there's a lot of reward. So like if we do a mistake, we'll always make it right and bring it back to how it's supposed to be.
as you know, this is a not easy business. There is expectation, there is a detail, there is a lot of pressure. However, you are still growing, still here, still building. What keeps you going?
I split this success in 2 different phases, personal and professional. So definitely want to build a legacy for my kids and my family and really build cool stuff. I always dream about building amazing things, crazy things, huge challenges, and it doesn't come easy. It comes with a lot of hard work, a lot of investments in personal development, going to different classes, going to different coaching programs, meeting different builders more successful than we are, traveling around for those events. And the second phase is definitely my team. It's been a long time. It's been a successful opportunity for me to be able to build the greatest team that we have in our city. You know, the only reason why we're good and we separate ourselves to be able to do what we do is we have a phenomenal team. And we love building cool stuff, and we're excited to partner with you guys and people similar to your level of expertise. And you know, it's just the beginning. We can grow more and move forward to the next levels.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for talking to you. Yeah.